A ball rolls off a countertop 1.1 meters above the floor and lands on the floor 2.6 meters away from point directly under the edge of the countertop. So basically this thing went that far. At what speed did it roll off? Okay, this is exactly like the lab you guys did. Remember how you did that? So the first thing we need to do is figure out how much time it took to fall that 1.1 meters. So I'm going to need stuff in the y direction because I'm dealing with it falling. So it starts at a height of 1.1 meters. It ends at a height of 0. The initial velocity in the y direction is 0 because this rolled off horizontally. It didn't have a y component. I don't know what it is when it hits the floor, but I do know that gravity is providing the acceleration. And I don't know what time is, but that's actually what I want. Okay. So I've got, let's see, I can't use anything with Vy, so that gets rid of the first equation. The last equation doesn't have t in it, and we want t, so we've got to use the second equation. It's got to be this one. Okay. Luckily, when we put some zeros in here, this whole term goes away, which is nice. So we won't have a quadratic. We won't have to use the formula. We don't want to use the formula. Okay. If we solve that for t, what we get is negative 2y naught, so I move this over here, multiply by 2, over a equals t squared, and then I'm going to square root everything, and I get, let's see, so t ends up being the square root of negative 2 times 1.1 meters over negative 9.8 meters per second squared. And when we do that, we get that time is 0.474 seconds. And again, try not to round that. It actually is like 0.47438 blah 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 blah. Because you're not done with it yet. It's not time to round. In fact, store it in your calculator. I'm pushing that button right now. Store it in your calculator. And we're going to use it next. So now that I have the time, I know that in the x direction, it started at a position of 0 in x, but it ended at a position of 2.6 meters, and v naught is what I'm looking for. Basically, how fast does it leave horizontally? It is v naught because it was horizontal. V, same thing, but I'm not going to write it down. A is 0. And time now is 0.474 seconds. That's how long it has to fly through the air. Okay, if I use this equation, since a is 0, this whole thing is just gone. This is 0 too. So what I have is x equals, I'm going to replace v naught x with just v naught times t. So that means v naught is simply x over t. So 2.6 meters over 0.474 seconds. V naught is 5.49 meters per second. 5.49 meters per second. And that's it.